And welcome back to Markup Satisfaction, home of the Capture Gang, where we never give financial advice, always do our own research, and capture wealth in all of its amazing forms. My name is Victor. I hope you all had an amazing holiday. It's been a while since I've posted a video, but we do have some very important things to talk about today, dealing with Ripple and XRP. But first, I would like to bring to your attention the solo snapshot is successfully completed at this block. They're going to be announcing the ratio after processing the data and due diligence within the next 7 days. This was posted on Christmas Eve, December 24th. So if you did participate in the solo snapshot for XRP or also the solo holders, I would just be checking back here periodically to see, whenever the ratio comes out. Moving on, before we get into our main content, I would like to give this disclaimer that David Schwartz gave out. I would like to share this disclaimer that David Schwartz gave out. Given the increasing popularity of issued assets on the XRP ledger and the various airdrops going on, it's probably a good idea to remind people that the XRP ledger permits issuers to freeze assets that they issue. So he goes on to say that this is a powerful feature that permits the XRP ledger to be used to represent and transfer legal obligations. Legal obligations can be frozen by actions outside of the ledger, and the ledger needs some way to represent those external actions. He also mentions that nobody issued XRP, so XRP can never be frozen on the XRP ledger, but all assets other than XRP are issued, and their issuers can freeze them unless they irrevocably give up that right. He's basically saying, the reason you have to set up a trust line on the XRP ledger is because you are trusting this protocol and the devs and the people who are running these projects to not freeze your assets and also not rug you and other things like that. Finally, the co-creator of Sologenic quoted this tweet from David Schwartz and stated, "Sologenic issuer has given up freezing power, set regular key to a black hole account, and disabled its master key. That means no one will ever be able to freeze nor issue any tokens." Okay? So perfect. Very important information for the people who are receiving that Sologenic airdrop or people who are just holding Sologenic in general. Now, what we're going into next is very exciting to me because some people have spoken out that I have not seen really speak out that heavily, at least on Twitter. Okay, I haven't been out here as long as some other people have been, but listen to this. Brad Garlinghouse came out on December 22nd, so this is, a little old. So Brad Garlinghouse did come out and on December 22nd, so this isn't the newest tweet thread of all time, but he came out and said 1 year ago today, the SecGov filed a lawsuit against Ripple, Chris Larsen, and me, alleging that XRP, a public crypto that has been trading on the open market since 2013, should have been registered as a security. Of all the bad things that happened in 2020, this was certainly one to cap the year. But what I said then remains painfully true today. This is an attack on crypto in the US, not just Ripple. Some took the SEC's allegations at face value and thought this was a one-off, but no longer. 2021 has been a watershed year for crypto. Acceptance and awareness of the opportunity to bring billions of people into the global financial community has never been so clear. It's been incredible to see a lot less maximalism and many more builders joining the industry. Amen. Proud to say it was Ripple's strongest year ever. XRP, based on XRP on-demand liquidity payments, accounts for the 25% of cash volume across RippleNet, and ODL transactions are up 25x from Q3 2020 and 130% quarter over quarter. Guys, if you don't understand what this means, I would advise you to click on this link and just kind of read more into it. Huge things are going on in Ripple and XRP on the macro side. He goes on, not to mention new ODL corridors like Japan and the UAE, and our CBDC solution built on a private version of the public XRPL, partnering with Bhutan and Palau. All of this came from outside the US for obvious reasons. I'm going to pause right here and just say the US needs to figure out where its stance is going to be on in crypto, because we are already behind the curve of innovation. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're following this and you're in crypto and you know what's going on, like, you know what I'm saying and you understand the importance of this. So Brad Garlinghouse continues, which brings me back to the SEC. As chair, Gary Gensler seeks to expand its remit. He has taken an aggressively anti-crypto approach, and companies are already moving outside the U.S. Web 2 was built with many American companies, but Web 3, or whatever we want to call it, to be determined. Guys, this is not a good thing. To be determined. Imagine if America was not at the forefront of the internet. We're talking about Google, Amazon, and all of the amazing tech companies that sprouted from that, okay? Ignoring its prior statements, the SEC today won't answer questions about the legal status of ETH. We're going to talk more about this later. They won't answer the legal status of ETH, much less anything else. Is the agency actually living up to its mission of protecting investors with regulation by enforcement and what Hester Pierce calls strategic ambiguity? Yeah, me personally, I don't think so. That's just me. No one was giving a warning. None of the investors was given a warning about this lawsuit. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And it really hurt a lot of investors. It really did. Calling crypto the Wild West is a farce. Most are complying with financial regulators globally. This industry shouldn't be punished for asking for regulatory clarity and regulation that is consistently applied with a level playing field. I just want to point out that we keep seeing this in the Ripple world. Level the playing field. Shout out to all my riddlers out there. Ironically enough, and a personal favorite of mine, of the brilliance of Joel Katz, which is right here, David Schwartz. This is what he predicted could happen almost 2 years before the SEC filed their lawsuit. This holiday season, let's make the time to reach out to our elected officials in Congress so they understand the need to act now. I hope the industry gets some answers instead of another lump of coal. And I think it's so funny, and not even funny, it's just real. Because he really means what he says right here. He really means this. The XRP community literally reaches out to government officials to, bring these problems up. So when you click on this tweet from David Schwartz, he said that David Schwartz predicted this could happen almost 2 years before the SEC filed their lawsuit. And I'm just going to play this video for you here real quick.
How the laws... it's very hard to decide how the laws apply. And that's why I think you'll see many organizations, Ripple and many others, Coin Center is another, lobbying regulators not so much to change the law, but to clarify it, like to tell us what it is that we need to do so that someone doesn't come down 2 years later and say, hey, what you were doing completely in the open and completely transparently for the last 4 years was illegal from day one and you should have known that. And we're like, we meet with you like every week about what we're doing, and now you're telling us we should have realized 4 years ago that it was fundamentally and completely illegal? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so it's very hard to decide how the laws...
And I could not put it in better words, honestly. Like, this is how the entire crypto community really feels, especially the XRP community. He just really on point with that video. Like, these companies are not just trying to go around the government's back and, take a back end and just kind of avoid the law. Like, no, like, they are in their face saying, hey, please help me, please give us some clarity so that we know I forget who it was. I think it was Coinbase, Chris Larson literally said to them, we are willing to pay you to give us legal clarity, not pay you as in bribe you. Like, no, they were literally willing to pay them to tell them what the law is and how to operate within it. They were willing. Okay, I think that speaks enough in itself. If you don't know who John Deaton is, he's a former Marine. He's now a class action lawyer, and he's an XRP investor, and I think he might even be a advisor now to the legal team there. I could be wrong on that. Nonetheless, he's super knowledgeable about everything that's going on in the XRP world and with this lawsuit and everything. So he goes on to say so some context to this thread. This is a kind of lengthy thread, so get ready, guys. But just some context right here. He's talking about Ethereum not being deemed a security and how there's probably some people working together, basically illegally abusing their positions in the government to profit off of this, okay? So that is what he's talking about. Not only to profit off this, but also to, kind of degrade some other cryptos like XRP. So he goes on to say how Web3 and the Ether free pass was born. Okay, so this thread is about how the Web3 and the Ether free pass was born. Going into some deep history here, ladies and gentlemen. Recently, this is Jack Dorsey, the co-founder and former CEO of Twitter, was blocked by this is the handle for Mark Andreessen, okay, over Jack's observation regarding the inherent interest of VCs related to Web3. What is Web3? Web3 is much like other buzzwords you hear: Bitcoin, NFTs. Some other buzzwords could be, DAOs, DeFi, blah blah blah, right? It's all based on blockchain technology. I'd say 99% of it is based on blockchain technology, and the other 1% is upcoming tech that not a lot of people know about yet. As of now, most of it is based on the Ethereum blockchain. In fact, Ethereum co-founder Gavin Wood first coined the term Web3 in 2014. He now runs the Web3 Foundation. Okay. Also, in 2014, these people right here, he's adding everyone on this thread, so I'm not going to go through everyone's credentials, okay? But these people right here and others orchestrated the world's first ICO, which is Ethereum, okay? In 2017, Bill Hinman, as director of corporation finance, arranged a meeting with Joe Lubin and Consensus. That meeting took place December 13th, 2017. The initial meeting between Hinman and Lubin occurred at the height of the ICO craze, following Ether's successful crowd sale model. But Hinman and the Lubin Consensus meeting wasn't about Ethereum's ICO. Instead, it was the beginning of a very mutually beneficial alliance. All right, alliance isn't my word. The next day, Matt Corva, GC of Consensus, publicly stated that Consensus and the Brooklyn Project was building an alliance with the SEC. Jay Clayton's law firm, Sullivan Cromwell, represented Lubin and Consensus when they met with him in December 2017. If you do not know who Jay Clayton is, he is the former chair of the SEC. Okay, do you kind of see how this is starting to tie together? The following month, on January 25th, 2018, SEC Chairman Clayton met with Andreessen Horowitz, and he adds them right here, and instructed Dixon to get together with select industry players and submit a proposal of how the SEC, he even adds the SEC, yo, what a gangster. Yo, you can tell he's an ex-Marine. What a gangster. How the SEC should proceed with digital assets. How do we know of all this? Man, he's telling the story, ladies and gentlemen. He is telling the story. Crypto Law US, which is, he's the John Deaton is the founder of this website, has assembled a video library of the insiders who participated in the free pass. Lowell Ness of Perkins Coie revealed something that not a lot of people know. Quotes, not a lot of people know. A meeting between Jay Clayton and Andreessen Horowitz played a central role in later events. Ness had said that after appearing at a Stanford University event in January 2018, Clayton made his way over to see Anderson the next morning, and he invited Chris Dixon to round up the industry players and ask for a proposal on where to go from here, which you can imagine is very important. I said these people are here in the face of the regulators, asking them, hey, where do we go? What do we do next? Okay, so I'm going to show you this quick video that basically this is the video of what John is saying right here.
Campus made his way over to see Andreessen the next morning, and this is the part that now not a lot of people know. And he invited Chris Dixon to round up the sort of the industry players who were really kind of trying to do it the right way, and ask for a couple of things. One, essentially, lay out in a very detailed, written, footnoted memo what existing law says about utility tokens. And two, give us a proposal for where to go from here. And so Andreessen, I've been representing Andreessen and all of their crypto investments since the beginning, and so I got the chance to be the one to write all that stuff. So, and I pulled in Cooley, and I pulled in a couple of law firms. So we've now got a nice little working group of law firms that are in the space that are doing this.
Okay, so if you want to watch the rest of this, I'm gonna have everything I'm talking about in this video linked in the description. Okay, but you can tell how they got these lawyers, they got all these law firms together, they got all these big players together. Okay, but what next? John continues. But which industry players did Chris Dixon round up? XRP and the XRP ledger was created in 2012 by Jed McCaleb and Joel Katz, which is David Schwartz right here, and Arthur Brito. XRP was the second crypto asset ever created after Bitcoin. In January 2018, XRP was the second largest asset by market cap, not Ethereum. And some would even argue that XRP is the first ever made crypto, previously known as OpenCoin, but we don't need to go into all that. So, but this is really important. In January 2018, XRP was the second largest crypto asset by market cap, not Ethereum. And when you're at the top, you got the haters. You have the haters, okay? And, oh man. Certainly the second largest crypto asset would be represented in this industry group. But according to these people right here reporting, Ripple was not invited by Dixon to be a part of this industry group. We know Lowell Ness was the lead attorney writing the memo. So you got to think. If we're rounding up all of the big players in crypto, why would we not round up the second biggest crypto asset on earth? Why would they not be invited? Weird. According to Ness, he had been representing Anderson Horowitz on all their crypto investments since the beginning, and he got the chance to write all of that stuff. Ness said the general reception from the SEC when those meetings began were really positive. He adds it was an interesting dichotomy between their public-facing, incredibly vituperative statements that they were making and this interesting welcome that we got privately. So who exactly was represented in this industry group and received such a warm reception by the SEC? We know several law firms were involved, but who exactly did they represent? Ness stated that he brought in a couple other law firms to help, but did anyone represent a non-ETH crypto project? When you read the memo and safe harbor proposal, only one crypto is mentioned, Ethereum. Do I sense a bit of bias going on here? A bit of insider actions taking place? I don't know. Why would Ethereum be the only crypto or digital asset referenced in providing a safe harbor? Once again, were all the industry players that Chris Dixon rounded up part of the Ether ecosystem? These questions need to be answered. Of course, the questions must be first asked. Why wasn't XRP represented? Before claiming Ether is so different, consider how Vitalik described Ether's ICO, insisting it would be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether, which he said was a currency inside the Ethereum system, sort of like the XRP in Ripple. I'm going to go ahead and play this video real quick.
Right. So it's not the launch that we have. So we are going to start the Ether pre-sale in a couple of weeks. So the Ether pre-sale will be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether. For Ether is the internal currency inside of the Ethereum system, sort of like the XRP and Ripple.
Now, is there a big window of opportunity for people to get in, or is there just like a one-day opportunity?
No, it's something we're thinking of. It might be 45 days, it might be 30, it might be 60 days.
Okay, so there's
And
plenty
we'll
of time.
have sort of an incremental thing, so the earlier you go
Yes,
in.
the earlier you get in, the better a price you get. Right. So we're
The earlier you get in, the better price you get. That's weird. According to my research, Ripple did not have any type of public-esque offering. That's just me though. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. All right, so let's get through this, okay? Some people attempt to dismiss the Ether free pass as a conspiracy theory, yet they cannot refute what we've assembled because all we've done is played their own interviews or speeches and made a timeline. People who were intimately involved have spoken out and recognized the truth. Joseph Grundfest acted as an SEC liaison for this person right here, who is the self-described architect of the Ether ICO. Grundfest isn't a conspiracy theorist, nor is he against Ether. He has called into question Clayton and others' motives in bringing the case. Okay, so he's saying Grundfest is not a conspiracy theorist, nor is he against Ether, but he's calling into question Clayton and others' motives in bringing the case against XRP. Interesting. And, there's a whole long legal type of document here. Okay, I always say, these banking coin stuff, this is very boring, plain black and white government stuff, and it's the truth, but man, is it interesting. Moving on, even people who are part of the industry group chosen by Chris Dixon and Lowell Ness have commented the Ether free pass makes no logical or legal sense. Watch the video below and listen to Nancy Wotas, I hope I'm saying that right, and Wendy Moore discuss how odd it was for Hinman to give Ether the pass. The Ether pass.
What's interesting is I don't think Ether is decentralized. I think it's fully functional, but I don't think it's decentralized. But the chairman, the division director said it's decentralized. So, hey, look at the metrics for Ether. And hey, you do a little better than that, hey.
Then why isn't Ripple?
Yeah, and I wonder if they would have said that 3 years back. I mean, now they came back and said Ether is not, it's not a security, but, it's now. How about 3 years back? Would they have the same answer?
There's no question. Ethereum violated the law in the SEC's view when it issued its tokens. He said that in the speech, even though consensus says, oh, no, that's not what he said. That's what he said. But then he said, look, the securities laws really, it doesn't add anything now because Ether is decentralized. Again, no. Yeah, exactly. So it's a long process.
Okay, so Nancy Woaz disagreed with Hinman that Ethereum was sufficiently decentralized to not be a security. She said, according to Hinman's speech, any project that does a little better than Ethereum is golden, and co-panelist Wendy Moore of Perkins Coie adds, then why isn't Ripple? These are people who helped get the free pass. These are people who helped get the free pass, okay? There's no conspiracy here. Just plain old facts. Wotas herself criticized Hinman's actions. There is no question Ethereum violated the law in the SEC's view when it issued its tokens, okay? So in the view of the SEC, not in the view of Jake Clayton or Gary Gensler, in the view of the SEC as as the book. Okay. Why did Hinman do it? He collected $15 million from his law firm, a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, while at the SEC. Lowell Ness, Perkins Coie, is also a core member of the EEA. As stated, Lubin and Consensus was represented by Clayton's law firm Sullivan and Cromwell. Sullivan Cromwell brokered the deal of Consensus buying JP Morgan's Quorum, a direct competitor of Ripple. The Quorum JP Morgan coin deal was announced 4 months before the lawsuit against Ripple and XRP was filed. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the Quorum JP Morgan deal was announced 4 months before the lawsuit against Ripple XRP was filed, as most senior SEC officials behind the lawsuit left the SEC. It's kind of fishy. 2 months before the lawsuit, Rum River makes a $1 billion bet on Bitcoin and Ethereum, not XRP, which was the number 2 cryptocurrency for really until just recently, within the past 2 years. So One River makes a $1 billion bet on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Within weeks of leaving the SEC, Clayton goes to One River. Hinman, unretired, and returned to his EEA law firm. The director of enforcement, Mark Berger, joined Hinman in the EEA at Simpson Thacher. We learned that Hinman's Ether Free Pass speech closely followed the Lowell Ness Perkin coin memo, and after collecting $15 million from Simpson Thacher, Hinman became a partner with Chris Dixon at Andreessen's $2.2 billion crypto fund, which is heavily invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Finally, it's ironic that people who conspired to get the Ether Free Pass are calling those exposing the truth with facts conspiracy theorists. They might claim Anderson Horowitz also invested in Ripple, attempting to deflect, but notice they don't have XRP in their Twitter handle. Oh, gosh darn. Well, guys, that's all I have. This was a very lengthy video. If you made it to the end, thank you very, very much. Go ahead and tell your friends about me. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And until next time, see you later.